Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm going to be talking about our RV trip we're headed on. Chris and I are going over to Montana to do some camping, fishing, and visit family. And this is another part on traveling with pets or dogs. I'm going to say dogs because that's what I travel with. So a little quick view in the back here because I have all the show dogs. You can see that I've got several pens right behind us, and most of them are in there sleeping. And then Lucy's a little bit bigger, so she's got her own section right here. And Chili's back behind me. Now, my girl Sage had a puppy. She had a couple of puppies. There was some complications. And so normally all the dogs are kenneled, and I have a nice little kennel for her here up front. Plus this is hers too. But since we've got the puppy and they had issues, I want to make sure she's staying warm. So you can see she's in there. Hopefully you can see her. And I got the thermostat. She's cuddling up next to that. And Sage was in there, but she got really hot, so I'm letting Sage kind of hang out in my lap for a few minutes. So the other thing that happened, and I always bring this with me typically, is sometimes the stress of a trip can bother the dog's GI system. And so I usually, when I go on a trip or anything, I ask my vet to provide me some diarrhea medications for them. And good thing I did, because poor Lucy's having a problem, and so is Coho. So we've had to clean Coho's kennel, and they've had to go potty, and they've gotten a dose of medication, so hopefully they're going to be okay. But yeah, having diarrhea with dogs on the road is never fun, so just, you know, something to plan for. Right now, we are headed down the road, and we're in eastern Washington near Vantage, and we're just about to come up on the Columbia Gorge, or the river area, which I'm going to show a picture of that here shortly. And stay tuned because there's going to be more footage of this trip. I'll see you in a bit. So as promised, I'm just going to do this quick view because it's so gorgeous coming up here to the Columbia River, especially in eastern Washington. I love this view. Off to the left is a little town called Vantage, which we drove this and stayed in a small RV park about 6 months ago. And the nice thing is you can come down to the river, and there's a nice boat launch over here and a little park. You can see it's pretty busy. Unfortunately, they don't allow overnight camping, but a lot of people come over here, bring their RVs, and launch their boat. But you see how gorgeous this view is? I mean, just look at that. I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but you can see the canyon. You can see up the canyon. It's just a lovely view. Eastern Washington can be a little bit deserty, but there are some pretty places to be up here. So one of the things that I like to do when I travel to keep a little bit of entertainment is, you could probably hear in the background somebody speaking, and I do a lot of books. I used to get them at the library, and I'll still do that. They're on CD, but the other thing too is I do have an Audible account. So if you look here, you can see on my phone, I'm actually playing a book right now.
I outweigh you by 40 pounds.
I have a tendency to pick a lot of ones that are very long, especially if I'm on longer trips. So this one is 16 hours, and we're going to be listening to it on our trip. It's a great way to pass the time, especially if it's not as scenic out. Well, welcome back. Here we are, first stop of the trip. And we've decided just to overnight it at Cabela's. Now, a lot of people may know that Cabela's was bought out by Bass Pro Shops, and not all places allow RV parking. So we called ahead and spoke to them, and they said it's fine. We flip around here, you can see that This place is actually pretty busy. Got quite a few RVs in here. So we're gonna be headed to dinner soon. Before I did that, I got the dogs. We're getting them fed and gonna get them out for potty here in a minute. This is a better view of what it looks like to be a show dog in the back of the truck. They got their bowls. They're eating their dinner. This is the trailer we're in, which is Chris's. It's a very nice Blackstone Outdoors RV. So I'll be pottying dogs, and then we're gonna go register ourselves, and there's a cafe here, so we're gonna have some dinner and then go do a little shopping. Anytime you stay at a place, they let you use their parking lot. You know, it's a good time to stock up on a few things that you're looking for. Welcome to Montana. So I'm out here. You can see there's a little creek, and this is my friend's property. I've actually the first time being here. It's an older property. She's not here right now, so I didn't get a lot of information. There's an old cabin there. You can see the wood stack on the other side. There was an old barn when we came up. It's just coming in sunset. Oh, this place is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at it. It's just gorgeous. She's got golden retrievers. I see there's an old root cellar over there. But look at the view. Look at this. Gorgeous. Some of this is going to take a minute. And she said there was fish in here. I don't know. There's plenty of mosquitoes right now, so I probably won't stand here for very long. I'm just going to toss in a line and see if anything bites. So, wish me luck. Thanks. I'm still down here. I'm letting the current do the work with the lure. Another fish just popped out. I'm hoping that one's going to grab it, but we'll see. Kind of fun fishing this way, letting the current take care of the lure. Kind of bouncing it back and forth a little bit. Try to get it near these rocks down here because that's where they hang out. Sort of a natural protection for them. My friend had told me that this was a pond at one point. It was... And she invited me to come out and fish here several years ago. Said, hey, I got a pond with a bunch of brown trout. Sounded like a good time. When I got here, she's not here, but I asked her dad. He's like, yeah, it's not a pond anymore. We had a big flood, kind of washed it out. It's just more of a small stream, but there's still fish in there, so. Wow, look at that. Nice little, shit, that's a good sized trout. Good sized on my micro. And some nice brown. Come on, settle down, buddy. Settle down, buddy. Settle down, I'm gonna put you back in. Look at him. Love that. I switched over using this little micro that I made, running it in this current. Really liked it a lot. I pulled it in, it hit it, and then I cast it out, brought it back in, and it hit it again. So that was fun. So this time of year, fishing in Montana, I can't help but look around. This is what I did when I was a kid. See this tall grass? Everywhere there are grasshoppers. You can see them flying as I move. So, if I wasn't getting lures to work, right now these guys are a good size. I'd get myself a little container, put some grass in there, and hook the grasshopper. Just a small sinker up, just a tiny one, a small hook, run that grasshopper right through the rib cage area, and slowly let your line down through the crick that would be on the surface, and the fish, it'd start to sink a little bit, and I would catch so many trout that way. But you know, you needed them bigger, so heading into August, again, you can see them. You see that small stream right there? That's where I would fish them. But I am a little bit older, so it's kind of hard to catch them. But they're great. They work great for small trout streams if you're looking for something else just to catch the trout out here. Well, I'm out here doing a little bit of fishing in my friend's creek. She has this little cabin on her property. I don't know how old it is. She's not here. But I thought I'd come over here and just take a quick look. Kind of cool. See old cabins. I don't think it's too terribly old, but I could see that there was a smokestack in here, so it's probably used at one point. I'll have to ask her about it, just out of curiosity. This was part of the original homestead. I'm not gonna go in. Looks like it's been pretty well used. There was a kitchen in there I could see. The smokestack is towards the... Now, I was told that this creek flooded, so maybe it flooded this cabin here. Would be my guess. There's quite a bit of mud in there. That's kind of the kitchen area. Looks like it's been pretty well beat up. Some old structures out here. It's a nice little homestead. It's been around for a long time, but you know, as anything else, the earth takes it back. Good morning. Beautiful morning out here at Canyon Ferry Lake. Doing a little bank fishing. Not sure if we'll catch anything because we're at the campgrounds, and typically, you know, campgrounds, the shoreline gets overfished. But there's some fish out there jumping, though I suspect they may be the local carp. Could be trout. Just gonna keep my hopes up, but still, it's nice sitting out here on the lake. Today I'm just gonna run, I got a sinker at the bottom with a worm floated up, and that all fails. I've got my bass rod over here with a nice jerk, which the walleye apparently like, but doesn't mean there's any walleye over here. So we'll see how it goes. We're hoping to get out and get some other places to fish, and I'm actually gonna hire a guide to take us out on this lake because I've never fished this lake before. So we're gonna do a half day, which will be fun. Looking forward to that. Bounces everywhere. It sure is pretty. Good afternoon from the Missouri River outside of Wolf Creek, Montana. So we came down here because I heard this was a good spot to fish, And looking around, we've been seeing lots of trout surfacing. Interesting, maybe about 15 minutes, not much of a bite. You can see there's a dam over there. There's one there. A gentleman just pulled up and told us that last Monday they enacted some sort of rule that you can't fish from 2 p.m. to midnight on the Missouri River. And he said he got busted last week. He had no idea that they did it. So I'm gonna have to go look it up. Certainly don't want to get in trouble. So we're picking up our gear and headed out, but it's absolutely gorgeous here. Too bad we couldn't stay and see if we can catch some of these trout. I was told it was blue ribbon trout fishing in this area, and by the looks of it, it certainly probably is. I mean, we've probably seen at least in the last 15-20 minutes about 30 fish just come up and surface. So we're gonna go pull up out of Missouri and maybe go to another spot and try there. Well, here we are. Welcome to the causeway. Apparently this is a spot. The Missouri River feeds into some of this section, but this is the causeway that runs between, I think, Lake Helena and Canyon Ferry Lake. And then the Hauser Dam is where the Missouri's capped at, where we were fishing earlier. Anyway, we came down here to try to target some walleye, and it might still be a little bit early for the bite. I'm not sure. We're trying a couple of different techniques. Give it a go. There's a couple other people out here fishing, but I haven't seen anybody catch anything yet. So we'll see how it goes. You know, they say closer to dark, and we're getting on there. There's some fish jumping out there, but I think those are carp. Been seeing quite a few of them. Anyhow, hopefully we'll hook into something and they'll be great. Welcome to another day in Montana. So I'm out here in Canyon Ferry Lake, and I wanted to try to do this. I've never done it before because I have kayaks and a boat and a raft, but I'm sitting on a river float tube that we brought with us on vacation, and we're gonna do a little bit of fishing from them. So it's actually pretty warm out here. It's overcast because of the smoke from the fires, so that's keeping the temperature, because it was supposed to be close to 100 today. So don't like the smoke from the fire, missing some of the view, but I'm grateful to be a little bit less hot right now. The water is great. This is a small little bay. We were fishing here the other night and had seen quite a few fish jump, but nothing. They were mostly out in the middle, nothing too close for shore. So we're going to give this a shot and see what we can do.
Get a little energy flowing right now. Woo! Oh, you sound so good. What a night, what a night. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the legendary Last Chance Stampede. This is Wayne Brooks on behalf of one of the hardest working committees in the world saying welcome to the rodeo. Tonight is a great performance. Before we get to it, I got a quick question for you. How many people come to this rodeo every year and wouldn't miss it for the world? Where's those people at? Where are you? How many are here at the Last Chance Stampede your very first time? Make a little noise. Where's those people at? Welcome, we're glad you're here. So tonight, if you picked tonight as the only night to come this year, you may have picked the best night. We've got a two-time bucking horse of the year, a 1,700-pound big white horse named Virgil. It is a two-time bucking horse of the year. You're going to see him tonight. This is one of the biggest and one of the best rodeos in Montana, with a lot of money being paid out, and the money won right here could make the difference on whether you qualify to be at our regular national finals rodeo or not. You're going to meet some world champions, including the reigning world champion bareback rider, Casey Field. He's here tonight as well. It's going to be a great night. But what I want to talk about is the new kids. We got some new kids on the block, 18, 19 years old. First time to Helena, Montana. I want to make them feel welcome and wish them some luck. Everybody on the count of three, let's give them a cheer. 1, 2, 3. want your eyes to turn toward the skies. We're going to bring the red, white, and blue of America, the last chance stampede this year from the air. Watch and listen. You're going to love this.
It's way up there, right above you.
If tomorrow all things were gone, work for my life, and I had to start over. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The man coming into your arena is an active duty Army Sergeant First Class. That's a big, big flag, and when he gets to be at about 3,000 feet, he can hear you cheer. He knows what kind of crowds we get on the Montana. When he gets close enough and you think he can hear you, sound off and bring him into this arena the right way. Let's try it one time. Now, where's the proud Americans one time?
There ain't no doubt I love this land.
Let me tell you about the man who just brought that flag into this arena. With over 4,000 jumps to his credit, with the coalition to salute American heroes. After an in-air crash, that Army veteran lost both of his legs. It turned out that he was the first double amputee to re-enlist in the United States Army. Everybody in our grandstands to know that it's not the disability, it's the ability. As we say thank you to Canyon for bringing it to us. Spitfire, first to go. She says, yes, I'm going to do it. Come on, let's help him, everybody. Everybody.
on, sing it. Come on.
Each time it's out, I get the same old thing. Always no huggy, huggies, and then I get my honey, my baby. Don't put my love on no shelf. She said, don't give me no.
That's it. Bull Boss Sue, Ashland, Montana. The Bull Slapshot. Look out, everybody.
Oh, look at that
Oh,
one.
he came off.
Oh,
Came off. Jumped up and spit it out.
wow. I got it on film a little bit.
That was a nice one, too.
Yeah. This is the 4th helicopter that's come by to pick up water for this fire. Chris and I have decided we're going to go ahead and leave. About an hour and a half ago it started ashing on us. The wind previous to that had picked up quite a bit. Today was actually the clearest day we've had, but now it's really hard to breathe out here. We were going to leave in the morning. We're at the White Earth Campground on Canyon Ferry Lake, and the fire is on the other side of the lake, but the air quality is just too awful to stay here. So we're just going to head out and try to find a spot overnight.